What's up everyone? So I'm coming to you with a video about texture, hair texture. So yeah, I think that this topic is very interesting in many ways. I have actually 3 parts to it. So yeah, it won't be that long. I just want to talk about it just for a split second so we can all come together in the natural hair community / black community and discuss our issues, confront them straight on, acknowledge them, and move on with our lives. I want to first off start by saying what a movement, what an amazing movement that we've started as black people, as young natural black people who decided to break free from the shackles of mental enslavement in regards to our image. Thank you for this movement, and I want to say that we need to acknowledge that this movement is big, is huge, and it's great. And it's great that people are breaking free and learning their hair and learning themselves and learning the texture of their hair. I titled this segment, I Hate the Texture of My Hair. And I titled it to introduce you to conversation that's being had in the natural hair community. So a lot of people are cutting their hair off and they're not liking the results of their hair. They're not liking the curl pattern in which it grows. And people who have accepted their curl patterns are not being accepted by the natural hair community because apparently there's a certain type of curl type that's accepted in the natural hair community. That curl type being curly, finer hair. Somebody's real struggle, that's genuinely how they feel, so I can't really tell them you're inaccurate for the way you feel, but what I can say is what you're adding to the conversation for the natural hair movement is that there is some dissension. And I understand that people are still kind of stuck to what they believe to be the European look. The curlier hair, I guess, would be more European, which no, in my opinion, is not. I think it's just women of color or people of color, period, who have a curlier texture of hair, but I digress. People are being shamed for not having the curlier hair, and when they go out and they speak about their hair not being curly enough, or people, they see images of certain women, certain color of women and certain women on these products and they're all curly hair people, it kind of makes them feel some type of way. And like I said, that's how they feel and they should feel that way if it makes them feel that way. And I cannot, as a person, as a good person who values people's opinion, I cannot swoop in there and tell them that you're wrong. But I can say this: when you make videos talking about how a certain texture is accepted and a certain texture is not, you're reverting back to that same thing we abided by before the whole natural hair movement. Straight hair is accepted over kinkier hair. So it's just like curly hair accepted over kinkier hair. It's like, so kinky hair is just never accepted, or curly hair girls or straight hair girls or lighter girls with curly hair, they're more accepted than darker girls with curly hair. And it's just like, that's not positive. That's not how you help somebody build confidence. That's just shaping their mentality to believe that you're not accepted because you have kinky hair. You're not accepted because you don't have a perm in your hair and you don't look closer to what a white person looks like. No, stop saying that. No, let me reel it back in. Don't stop saying that. You are free to exercise the First Amendment. Say whatever it is that you want to say. I think it was the First Amendment. Not quite sure, but say what you want to say. But if we're gonna acknowledge something, let's acknowledge that the natural hair community is a positive thing. People are accepting who they naturally are, regardless of what their curl pattern are. And if they want to express that through a video or by auditioning for Shea Moisture or Carol's Daughter and they get casted, then that's them. Regardless if their hair is curly, regardless if their hair is coily, regardless if their hair is kinky. Let these people live. The part I would like to address is, currently you see me in this nice big afro which appears to be kinky hair. I want to acknowledge that I have kinky hair. but I also have very curly hair as well. And if you go back into my videos, you'll see that my hair is curly when it's wet, and when it's dry, it's kinky. And with that in my one person, in my one body, I can acknowledge, I can prove that in one person they have different variations of textures of hair. Your hair can be curly, your hair can be kinky, coily, depending on what product you use, depending on what you put in your hair. These things all factor in to the texture of your hair. Like, they really do. For someone to basically just be like, oh, well, oh, you're just curly, you're just kinky, oh, you can't relate to me because you have curly hair. Somebody said that to me. I'm like, girl, listen, you need to see my hair when it's just combed out. It's kinky, and I love it. I love it when it's curly. I don't hate the texture of my hair. People that include their opinions in this whole natural hair movement, that say curlier hair girls are more accepted than kinkier hair girls, and they're being praised. It's just like, you're never going to be satisfied, ever. We have stepped out from the shackles of enslavement, mental enslavement, as it relates to our image and our hair. We've created this huge movement where YouTube videos are splurging out of nowhere. People are confident enough to get in front of the camera and share the texture of their hair. They're not afraid to say, I don't have a perm. People are stopped using perms. Some people are still using perms. That is their preference. But when you sit there and you just include in the conversation, which again, you're entitled to your opinion, but when you include in the conversation that you're not accepted because you have kinkier hair and kinkier hair girls are not accepted in this movement, it's just not fair to the person that's starting their movement. Let them discover what they're comfortable with. Let them be their selves. Do not add to the movement negativity, in my opinion, which I guess it's your truth, but it's just a little unsettling for me because I have curly hair and I have kinky hair, as you can see. Thirdly, texturism is a thing. It is. People do like a certain pattern of hair, and they do want that certain pattern of hair. Regardless of what any YouTuber is on the internet saying, you can learn something from everybody. Everybody. Regardless to what texture your hair is. Regardless of 3C, 4D, A, B, C, D, A, E, F, G, you can learn anything. Hairstyles, they have no preference of texture. You can use any hairstyle you want in your hair. Products, try them all. Try them all. And whatever doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. But don't get on this YouTube and don't get on the internet expecting people to give you an answer for your hair, all of the answers for your hair. Take what they said, figure out your regimen. I don't think it's good to say I hate the natural hair community. I don't think that it's just so crazy to me. It really is. It just genuinely is, because we was just hating perms, diverted from the perms. Now we're in this natural hair movement. We're naturally ourselves, and you got people mad because, essentially, in my opinion, they're not okay with the texture of their hair, which that's just like, that's something that you just gotta work in with, because you see girls who has accepted the texture of the hair, regardless of what texture it is, curly, coily, kinky, straight. You see them accepting it, and now you're just like, oh, but I don't think I accept it. And they can accept their hair because it's curly, and curly is widely accepted before kinky. I'm here to tell you that it does not matter. You just need to look cute. You just need to look cute. You need to take the time out to curl it, twist it, flexi ride it, perm ride it, comb it out, figure out what products works best for you. That's all you need to do, I promise. The texture has nothing to do with the outcome of your beauty. It has nothing to do, I repeat, it has nothing to do with the outcome of your beauty. You are the outcome of your beauty. What you feel about yourself on the inside is what's going to exude to the greater world, to the greater society. So whatever you feel about yourself and your hair is going to be a reflection of you. Again, regardless of what texture it is. Just saying. We need to stop with the dissension. We already have it. Let's try to come together and stop saying things like, I hate the natural hair community. Your hair varies. I promise you it does. It definitely varies to what products you put in your hair, to how you wash your hair, to what hairstyles. My hair varies. As you can see now, I have a huge kinky puff. This is not curls. This is puff. Okay, this is that big old afro puff, and I absolutely truly love it. I definitely do. You drop some water on my hair, it will curl up, period. And lastly, now that we acknowledge that we have this natural hair movement to uplift our community and to accept our natural selves, we need to focus on inclusion, and not only inclusion, but we need to not make the next person feel bad about themselves by spewing out negativity. Ultimately, it's up to you to love yourself. Ultimately, it's up to you to love your hair texture. Do not rely on people or anyone to give you validation for yourself, let alone your hair. I feel like it's time for us to stop with the division. I think that we should come together and be bigger, bolder with the natural hair community, and yes, we should include everyone. That's it. Texturism is a thing, and it's a thing because we make it a thing. I love the texture of my hair, and you should not hate the texture of your hair based off what anyone say. Puff up your afro puff. You be confident with it. Cute, be fabulous, be confident, and don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.